Welcome to Shakespeare FC, The Words, a 5-minute journey into the individual bits of language that were forged, fletched, hewn, and hammered, and sometimes crowbarred, into existence by our brilliant and witty Warwickshirian wordsmith, or, as you become more familiar, Uncle Will. I'm your host, Kari Marshall. There are words that carry their meaning quietly, and then there are words that arrive trailing ancestry. Today's word is thick with inheritance. It smells faintly of old houses, family trees, and arguments that began long before anyone remembers why. It's a word about closeness, but not necessarily affection, about connection, but not choice. A word that reminds us that before we shared opinions, beliefs, or politics, we shared something far more intimate: blood. Uncle Will places this in the mouth of a man who should by all rights misuse it. A knight of excess, soaked in ale, swaggering through life on appetite and bravado. No, not Falstaff of the Henry saga, but rather Sir Toby Belch. And Belch fits him perfectly. Uncle Will's Twelfth Night is a play obsessed with who belongs to whom, and who may marry whom, and how dangerously thin the line can be between kinship and chaos. It is here William's word consanguineous was first brought to our ears. A recap. The shipwrecked Viola survives, disguises herself as the boy Cesario, and promptly becomes the romantic middleman in a love triangle where Duke Orsino pines for Olivia, Olivia falls for Cesario, and Viola, naturally, falls for Orsino. Meanwhile, in the comic underworld of the play, Sir Toby Belch reigns supreme. Uncle to Olivia, an habitual drunk, and a man deeply offended by the very idea of moderation. In Act 2, Scene 3, we open in the late hours of Olivia's household that seems to be divided into two philosophies, discipline versus drink. Sir Toby Belch, our gloriously unrepentant reveler, leads the charge, dragging along Sir Andrew Aguecheek, a man rich in money and rather poor in judgment, while Feste the Fool hovers above it all. Enter Maria, the sharp-eyed maid and only functioning adult in the room, telling the cacophonous cavalcade of carousers to keep it down.
And three merry men be we. Am I not consanguineous? Am I not of her blood? Tilly Valley, lady.
Consanguineous comes straight from the Latin, con meaning together, and sanguis meaning blood. Quite literally, of the same blood. But here's where it gets interesting. That Latin sanguis also gives us sanguine, originally a medical term from the theory of the four humors. To be sanguine wasn't to be optimistic. It was to be ruled by blood, warm, passionate, impulsive, and pleasure-seeking. In other words, Sir Toby Belch. When Sir Toby throws around consanguineous, he's invoking ancestry and appetite at the same time. He is, quite literally, arguing that his behavior is in his blood. Which puts me in mind of the tale of the frog and the scorpion. The fable goes like this. A scorpion, unable to swim, asks a frog for a lift across a river. The frog says, "You'll sting me." The scorpion says, "If I sting you, you drown, and I drown too, so why would I?" So the frog agrees. Midstream, the scorpion stings the frog, and as the frog sinks, it says, "Why? Now you'll die too." The scorpion's answer is the oldest alibi in the book. "I couldn't help it. It's my nature. I'm a scorpion after all. It's in my blood." Well, alas and alack, my friends, that is all we have time for. Join us again next time for another hopefully informative journey into the mind of Uncle William. I'm Kari Marshall. Farewell until next time.
Shakespeare Full Circle is a production of WGTE Public Media and is sponsored in part by the generous support of the Cowie Family Charitable Trust and Michelle and Kelvin McElwain. All previous episodes are available at wgte.org/sfc and wherever you get your podcasts.